We're recording. Okay, perfect.
Oh, wow.
All right, you ready?
Woo!
This is a big episode.
She ready.
All right. I know everybody sees me with this lighter the past 2 episodes, and you're like, he's about to light one up, but I'm not.
You're not.
This is a Circle K lighter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for one purpose and one purpose only: candles.
Candles.
Period. Like, at least that's what we use them for.
Yes.
All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
Christ is light. I am light. There it is. We did it.
We did it.
Okay. This is a big episode.
It is. It's a special one.
Why?
Because this month is our 19-year anniversary, and we are going to be talking love and marriage, my favorite.
19 years that we've been married on July 21st, which is just a couple days away. Yes. And so we are just dedicating this podcast to not just talking about our 19 years, but taking our 19 years and imparting it to leaders and pastors, people that are like, I want to do marriage well. And so I think that's really important. So quick update real quick. Yesterday, I hosted my first ever pastor and church leader call, like a first ever Shepherd's Tent pastor and church leader call.
Yeah.
We had 13 pastors and leaders show up, which I thought was phenomenal. We had people there from West Virginia, Ireland, Florida, Ohio. It was amazing. I was so thankful. And one of the things that I felt like Holy Spirit spoke to me when we got back was you need to do a monthly call. And so if you're a pastor, you're a church leader, you're somebody that you're like, you know what, Mark, I've been displaced from the church and I left the system behind, but we don't really have a place to call home around us. Well, maybe God's speaking to you to return back to the original intent of the early church and use your home as a place to call the church. And maybe there's a pastoral gift in there. There's leadership in there. And I know a lot of people are so scared of the house church thing because they're like, I don't want to be seen as lawless or whatever. Well, first of all, religious people are not going to like anything that you do outside of the four walls of their building. So you got to not care what they think. Secondly, you don't have to be lawless because there are places and people like ourselves that are like, we want to be a resource to you, walk with you, equip you, and show you what it could look like to host church at your house. So all that being said, we do a monthly pastor call. If you don't want to miss the next one, then I encourage you to get signed up for that call. We do it the second Tuesday of every month, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love for you to be in there. So again, if you're a pastor, church leader, somebody that's opening up your home and you see the church returning back to original intent, which we believe is not a building, not a franchise, it's a family. Yes. And if that's your heart, that's your vision, you're going to love it. So go get signed up for the call. And we launched with that yesterday, our pastor church leader community. So if you want something and a place to connect between the calls, that's available too. The link for that's in the show notes below.
Love it.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome, babe.
13 pastors. Like, I'm so fired up.
You should be.
Because this is us returning to original intent. We came here to Covington in 2019, and we birthed something that was just a little bit better version of the world we came out of. Yahweh rescued us from that and put us back in this city and in this region, and to be a resource for pastors and leaders. And there are a lot of them in the Atlanta area. Yeah. And so I just was even driving around praying today, like, Lord, open doors for us to just be a huge blessing. Yes, nationally, yes, internationally, but help us be a blessing to those that are right here in our community. So it's going to be fun. One of the things that I said yesterday on that call, though, and it translates to what we're going to talk about today, is there are, when I'm speaking to leaders, there's 3 things that really matter to me. And I am so distracted. You're beautiful today. I love your makeup.
Sweet.
I'm like, sorry, I'm having a moment here. I don't know if it's the nostalgia of 19 years, but you're beautiful.
Thank you, baby.
All right, let's try this again. When I'm talking to leaders And I'm speaking to leaders, and I'm saying these are the three most important things to me. Number one is your union with Jesus.
Yes.
Everything flows out of that union. Everything that you are, like your being, flows out of that place of union. John 15, He's the vine, we're the branches. You abide in him, he abides in us. His word abides in us. And then it says, we can ask whatever we will and it shall be done. So union's really big, primarily because we have a generation of leaders in the church that have given themselves to ministry, and very few of them have been discipled in identity. And that's why we're seeing so much chaos in leadership. And so union really becomes the answer for everything. Secondly, from that union is not ministry. The second part is marriage and family. Like we are a family first people.
Yes.
The scripture makes it very clear. If you cannot lead your own household, how can you lead the church of God? That's what Paul said to Timothy. So we are a family first people. We are not the people, like we are a generation that's stepping up. And we've seen some incredible generals and people that were before us that did great things.
Yes.
But then the sad part is they get to the end of their life, they have no successor. We find out that they didn't have a great marriage. We find out later that they didn't have a great relationship with their kids. We want to end that cycle.
Yes, sir.
I write a lot about that in my book, Carriers of His Presence. There's a chapter in there talking about the traveling prophet. And I asked people in that book, I said, when it comes to the prophet Samuel, everybody knows what he did for Israel, but can anybody name for me the name of his two sons? So that's a challenge for people that are watching this. Without ChatGPT or any AI help, can you name Samuel's sons just from top of your head? And the sad part is, while Israel is rejoicing at how amazing Samuel was in his ministry, two boys are crying for dad at home. And at the end of his life, they ask for a leader to replace him. And the scripture says he doesn't even have any sons raised in his ways.
Wow.
So he literally did what a generation before us has done. We sacrifice our family on the altar of ministry. We want to finish that. We want to end that, right? Then thirdly is the gospel. But I look at the gospel as the wine. It's new wine being poured out. Not new in the sense of this is new, it's never been seen or heard or talked about before, but new in quality. Like there's a restoration of the gospel happening. However, the proof that the gospel is being restored is that then not only is there new wine being poured out, but there is a new wineskin being formed. I believe you and I and our family have walked through a twofold process since 2015. I believe we went to South Carolina. That was us leaving Egypt. And then I think the last few years in Covington, including our 1 year of transition in Mobile, I believe that was getting Egypt out of us. I still had that church thing in me and wanted to see, my idea of church. The Lord got that out of me.
But you were also raised that's what success looked like as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So the proof that we're receiving the gospel, though, is there has to be a new wineskin. And to me, the new wineskin is the apostolic relational blueprints of the book of Acts Church. Okay. So those are three things that are really important.
Yes.
Union, family, the wineskin.
Yes.
So today is really about family.
Yes.
And I'm excited to talk about that. You and I, we sit down every week, and we've never really done this before. So we have a shared note now every week, and you and I are kind of bouncing ideas off of each other and talking about things. And then even last night, we were kind of just texting through these ideas and going through these questions to talk about. So I'm going to ask the questions, and we're going to try to get through as many as we can.
Okay.
But I want this to be a podcast where, yes, we're going to share a little bit about our marriage, but it's more about like, let's turn this and invest this into them. So our stories, we believe, are going to bless you. I believe our testimonies are going to bless you. I believe there's some lessons we've learned along the way that I think are going to bless people. And yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. And then I believe next week we're going to finally jump in and start talking a little bit more about like our vision for the shepherd's tent and the family table and get into more of that. But I think it's good that people get to know us. Why would they listen to us unless
Exactly.
they knew us and something was connecting with them, saying these are our people? So
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it. So we got married
Mhm.
as of this week 19 years ago. We've known each other since we were in the 7th grade. You were
Mhm.
in the 7th grade. I was in 8th.
Mhm.
And we've just had a friendship this whole time. Like I was on the phone with a client today with Long Path Creator Academy. And I was on the phone or on the Zoom call with him. And he was like, man, I just love watching you and your wife interact on these podcasts. He said, I can tell that you all are friends. And I'm like, yes, that's the only way this works. We were friends before.
Yeah.
We got married as friends, and
Mhm.
19 years later, I think that we are more friends. I'll say this for me. You can say whatever you want. I'm more in love. I'm more attracted. I'm more obsessed 19 years later than I was even when we got married.
Yes.
I don't like when I look back, like, so thankful for the love that drew us to get married, but looking back and calling that the definition of true love seems so immature now, from what we shared today, and
Mhm.
I'm just super thankful for that. So the first question is,
Mhm.
when did you know I want to marry this guy?
I don't know that necessarily a thought that like I want to marry him, but I can remember that one night we were talking on the phone and we were just talking about things about the Lord because you were a youth pastor at that time. And so that wasn't really a part of like who you were when we first met. And so getting to like re-know you in that time because we met when we were so young. And so we were
Hmm.
just having fun, like just kids.
Yeah, yeah, we were kids.
And then when you moved away, so we didn't see each other for a couple years, and then we came back together. We saw each other again, and then we started talking just as friends again. And at that time, you were a youth pastor, and so you were talking to me and sharing with me like things about the Lord and things that you had a prophetic gifting. And at that time, I didn't really have the language for that, but it's always I feel like even since then, like just naturally, just like flowed from you, and you was effortless, you know? And so you're kind of just like flowing in that a little bit, just what they just say, like naturally supernatural. Like you
I
were
was just
just
talking to
like
you
talking.
about what the
Yeah.
Lord was doing and
Yeah.
what I felt like Holy Spirit was doing. And I didn't realize that while I'm like sharing these things, the Lord's
Yeah.
like reading your mail.
Hmm.
And you had never been around that.
Yeah. And in that, like there was interest already, and like in that space, in those conversations, it was like the Lord like shifted my heart, like this is different.
Yeah.
Like this relationship is different. And it could be it, like
Hmm.
this could seriously be it. And so I just set my heart like, if this is what the Lord wants for my life, then I say yes to it. And
Hmm.
so ultimately, I believe I can have my heart open, but I believe as a man, like you have to choose, like if
Hmm.
I'm that person,
Yeah.
like, so and luckily, thankfully, you did.
Yeah. I mean, it was a journey for me to know the moment that like I'm gonna marry this person.
Hmm.
It had to come in a journey because of some really poor advice I received when I was younger.
Hmm.
And I had somebody in my life that I considered a leader in my
Hmm.
life. And I remember him saying to me, I got married too young.
Hmm.
And like, I'm thankful that I got married, but I got married too young. And I've always lived with this. I wonder if I married the right person
Hmm.
because I didn't explore enough in dating and relationships. And so I remember when I realized, I'm like, oh my God, this is probably the one that backfired on me,
Hmm.
in a way that I was shocked because I was scared. I was
Hmm.
like, no, like I'm not old enough to know this and to say yes to this. And so like I end up putting pause on our relationship, and I like went and dated 3 girls that were all like so different. It
Mhm.
was like if you look back, you're like none of it made sense because they were not even people, but they were all uniquely different. And I
Mhm.
had to have the experience of what is this person like? What's that person like? And so it really wasn't out of a place of like a healthy dating space. It was just plain out of fear. So I think I already knew before,
Mhm.
and that's what like messed me up was that advice from a leader going, "Yeah, I wish I would have dated more so I could fully know." But I already knew.
Mhm.
And so I remember like going through that, and that never like satisfied, never scratched the itch.
Mhm.
But the whole time you were committed
Mhm.
to, you were like, whether he likes me or not, I've experienced something. You got the baptism of the Holy Spirit at my dad's church,
Mhm.
and you started experiencing things in God, and you're like, well, now I'm in this for Jesus,
Yes.
and he can do whatever he wants to
Yeah.
do. And you just stayed faithful and you stayed committed and you prayed and you watched me go through that.
Mhm.
And I remember you were about to go on vacation, and the Holy Spirit woke me up in the middle of the night. I was already asleep, woke me up in the middle of the night and said, you need to go get your wife. That's all I heard. And I drove to you in the middle of the night,
Mhm.
and I like just grabbed you and I hugged you and I held you and I was like, this starts now. Like this is official. That was the night I knew. I was like, and we never like quote unquote like
Yeah.
started dating, or we never
We were just together.
we were just from that moment on, it was like but
You're mine.
you're mine and
I'm
I'm
yours.
yours. And that really was how it
Yes.
was. And
Mhm.
like we just kind of figured it out from
Mhm.
there. And but I knew that night, I was like, that's my wife. And you had told the Lord, you said, Lord,
Mhm.
if he and I don't have this conversation and we don't connect, and I had no clue, but this was between you and Jesus.
Mhm.
So I really am prophetic. It's really amazing. I'm
I know
just
you
being
are.
silly. I'm just being silly. And but like to hear that, and you
Yeah.
were just like, Lord, if we don't talk before I go on this
Mhm.
vacation, I'm going to forget about it and move on.
Mhm.
But when I get back to West Virginia, I'm never going to, mess
Yeah.
with him again. And the Holy Spirit woke me up the morning you were about to leave for that trip
Mhm.
and said, go get your
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
And I got in my little red van,
Yeah. Yeah.
my minivan that my
Your little
grandfather got
minivan.
for us. And I was flying down the road to get to where you were. And I was so happy to find out like I just made it right in time. And it meant a lot to me. And because I knew that it was all grace, because like if you wouldn't have had your encounter with Jesus, you'd have never stuck around to watch
Mm-mm.
me go through that
Yeah.
process. But the Lord was
And we remained friends even
we
through your
did.
process.
Sure. But like it still was hard for you to
Oh, for
watch
sure.
me
Yeah.
go through that
Yeah.
and be so confused about
Mhm.
what I'm supposed to do with my life and who I'm supposed to be with,
Mhm.
when I think you knew this is like
Yeah.
thing. So
Yes.
um I'm really thankful for that moment, and I will never forget that moment as long as I live, because that was like when I realized this is real. And I'm still grateful you said yes. Um
I would say too, and I just had a thought, like people say all the time, like, how do you know?
mhm.
Like, and I'm like, if you're asking that question, you probably
Probably
don't
don't know.
know because maybe it's not for everybody, but it was like that moment. It's like when you know, you know.
Yeah.
To me, it was just like a feeling. It was like an instinct. It was
Yeah.
like literally my heart just changed. It was almost like
Yeah.
instantaneously.
True.
And I'm thankful. It's like I just knew.
Yeah.
And there's no talking me out of it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you
Just
know,
felt right, peaceful.
like you have to be attracted,
Mhm.
obviously. I mean, I think
100%.
that comes with the territory, but also I feel like you not only the physical attraction, but there's a connection there.
Mhm.
And the thing that we had before there was even an
Mhm.
attraction was that we were friends.
Yeah, we had fun
Like
together.
we had a blast together. We were
Mhm.
constantly laughing. We loved to do the simplest things.
Mhm.
We just were we were together. I hear so much giggling, and it's our daughter. She's back there with Elijah,
Our producer and
our producer
he
and our
has a
co-producer, and she's
today.
really giggly today. So
She wanted to be with us
she
today.
did, and I'm happy she
I
is.
love it.
So I think that, you know, the physical attraction, the friendship has to be there, but like you said, there's just a knowing that's like,
Mhm.
I just know this is like, you feel peace. It's
Mhm.
what we always say, follow
Follow your
peace.
peace, yes.
And there was a peace to go,
Mhm.
this is right, and we're going to get married, and it
Yes.
doesn't matter how young we are, like this is right and this is good, and so you just know.
You just know.
You just
I
know.
just knew. I'd still be knowing.
You still be knowing?
I'd still be knowing.
So let me ask you this: what have been your favorite? Let's say favorite memories from our marriage.
Favorite memories.
Some favorite memories.
Our trips.
Love our trips.
Been some of my favorite memories.
Yep.
Disney, Blue Ridge, California,
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands was interesting. That was our.
It was different.
That was our 1 year anniversary, and Dr. Lowry. I was still working for TL Lowry at the time, and he booked this trip to go preach in the Virgin Islands. And I looking back, it's the only time he ever went, and I was like, and he booked it around our anniversary, and something tells me he did that for us because he said.
Sweet.
I can remember him saying, "Hey, I'm going to preach at the Virgin Islands." He brought me into his office, and he was like, "It's right around your anniversary," and he was like, "So I want Destiny to go with us," so he paid for us to go. He also got us our own room. I remember we were staying at the Sugar Bay Resort there in St. Thomas. Do you even remember stuff like that? I remember all the things.
All the details. I was just happy to be there.
Yeah, and so it was like we were just 1.5 years out of West Virginia. Well, no, 1 year out of West Virginia.
Yeah. We literally got married and moved the next day.
So to go to the Virgin Islands was insane. And another thing I remember, Kevin Nash, a famous pro wrestler, was on the flight with us, and I remember him getting off, and I was just like starstruck. I'm like, that's Kevin Nash. So for all you wrestling fans, that'll mean something to you. But he was there. He was not happy. Most of our suitcases got blown apart. You remember that as they were bringing out on the carousel? No. Most people's stuff was like blown apart, and clothes were just on. You don't remember that? Oh my gosh. She was just so focused on me, ladies and gentlemen, that she didn't care about anything else. So that was awesome. But the catch was we were in service every night.
Every night. Yes.
So Dr. Lowry was like, now, listen, there are people that are tour guides at the church. They know it's your anniversary. They're willing any day and every day to take y'all out wherever you want to go. It's already paid for. And so like we had people to chauffeur us around the island all the time. And we drank the best pina coladas.
Yes.
Non-alcoholic. We were Church of God then.
Yes.
Non-alcoholic for sure. And you remember those big iguanas though?
Yes, those were scary.
And they would walk through your legs while we were eating breakfast. Just walk, and they were like, no, just don't make any sudden movements because they will pop you and can break the skin.
Yeah.
I'm like, my God, they were huge.
Yeah, they were.
But we had an absolute blast on that trip. And then what happened was we were there for 7 days. On day 3, one of Dr. Lowry's board members suddenly passed away. And so he looks at me and he goes, you're going to have to preach the rest of the week.
Yep.
So we were like hanging out every single day. And then at a certain time, I'm like, I got to go back to the room, lock in and preach for these people tonight. And so that was our 1 year anniversary. But like, those were amazing memories.
Oh, yeah.
So trips, obviously, Disney.
Yes.
Disney has been a part of our world since our fifth wedding anniversary.
Yes.
So for how many years now? That's
14 years.
14 years we have been a Disney family.
We have been.
And we've done a lot of amazing things. We had a connection, Orlando.
Yes.
He was such a gift to us, and he allowed us to come to Disney as many times as we could, and we always tried to make a way to make that happen, and we made amazing memories.
Yes.
People think of Disney and they think of like kiddie rides and stuff. I'm like, best food on the planet. you're missing it.
Oh yeah, great food, and for us, like it stirs up our imagination and our
Yeah.
vision of like what's possible. So it's more than just like a vacation. It's like truly is like fuels our creatorness inside of us.
Well, one of the things we did on one of those Disney trips on one of our anniversary trips was we went and we did a
The tour,
Keys to the Kingdom
yeah,
behind the
tour.
scenes tour, and we went and maybe we can do that for the partners only and tell them what we learned.
Yeah.
Is Walt Disney's body underneath the castle frozen? Don't mean to get the conspiracy started, but so we did the behind the scenes
Yeah.
tour, and that that woke something up in us. And I think there's some things that we learned on that where I didn't quite know. I wanted to have that a part of our ministry experience, but I didn't know how to do that. And I think the season we're stepping into with leaders, I think some of that stuff is about to come alive in creating culture and stuff for those leaders
and visionaries. It's like, no, things really are possible. We can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, Walt Disney was an amazing mind, and he did not take no for an answer. And he had a creativity that was not filtered through religion. And I think that is why he did such amazing things. I'm like, if anything I learned from Walt Disney, whether he knew Jesus or not, I can't really tell. But what I can tell is he tapped into a creativity that was unfiltered by religion.
Wow.
And I feel like we should be the most creative people on the planet, because we are kingdom people claiming to have union with the creator of the universe, Father, Son, and Spirit living in us and us in that circle dance. We should be the most creative people on the planet. But the problem is we filter everything through our religious mindsets and we miss a lot. So anyways, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about memories here. And Disney's been...
Disney, I think just everyday life, our walks, playing games, playing cards, favorite memories, having our babies.
That's
like
a given, yes.
Favorite memories.
Beautiful moments. 4 beautiful pregnancies, 3 that great, easy deliveries, a 4th one that cost me PTSD.
But you're here.
But I'm here.
Survived, and we're better for it.
You decided to do a home birth on number 4.
God bless America.
That's a podcast episode. To talk about how to, as a father, come back from a home birth. So we'll talk about that in another episode.
Thank you for being with me. Thank you. You earned a jewel in your crown that day.
Lord, I can't. We need to do that podcast. That would be fun. Tell that story. People will laugh their butts off.
It's still beautiful in its own way.
It is.
So I'm thankful.
But favorite memories: Disney, our trips, our walks. Like we don't do a lot of things like trips wise. Like I traveled and preached a lot, but like here recently, in the past, 11 years, it's been more of the day to day, and like, walking together is our favorite. Playing golf, a card game, golf is a lot of fun.
Skippo.
We love to watch shows together, something that you and I like, because I mean, we have very different tastes in movies, but every once in a while, there's a movie like The Proposal or something that comes out that's like a great blend of who we are, and TV shows that we like to watch. She won't watch documentaries with me. She draws the line there. There's some. But
you're more like historian.
Documentaries. Yeah. So, those type of things are...
I think celebrations like our Christmases, celebrating just holidays, St. Patrick's Day. We've had some fun St. Patrick's Days and I don't know, Easter's, all the holidays. I've enjoyed those.
Well, you're a celebrator. I think Bren called you that years ago, and I was like, yeah, that's a great name. You are a celebrator of life, and so you take a lot of mundane moments and try to add some magic to it. And sometimes it works. Sometimes we get hurt. Depends.
No, we don't get hurt. Good Lord, Janice.
I mean, not on purpose, but like, there's been times where we've suffered minor injuries because of you trying to spice up
Spice up.
events. So, but yeah, I mean, like, it's all, I know this is going to sound cliche, but it's not. Like, I've enjoyed every phase of our marriage
Yeah.
in 19 years. Like, the young years where we don't have a clue what we're doing. We're just doing life and living in a little tiny townhouse
Yeah.
or living in, you know, our little 900 square foot home that we bought the first time. And like, I remember back then, like, our house was like $80,000. I think we paid 80 grand for it. And this is kind of jumping ahead because we were talking about moments that were like miracle moments, but this is a miracle moment for us early on.
We haven't got to that part yet.
No, but we're going to skip ahead and talk about it right now because I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
When we were in that little tiny house, we thought we owned the world by owning a piece of real estate at 23. And I remember we were in there not very long, maybe 2 years, when we found out we had like major mold issues, and a fourth of our house had to be tore down. And we didn't know what we were going to do. And I felt the Holy Spirit wake me up one morning and go, just go to a prayer meeting. And I went to this prayer meeting, asked the people to pray. While I'm at the prayer meeting, God speaks to somebody, and they're like, "How much do you need?" And or they were praying and saying, "Lord, how much do you want me to give them?" And they gave us exactly the amount we needed. The owner of the mold company flew in. They had 22 offices nationwide. He happened to hop on a plane to Chattanooga and come see what his people were doing in the Chattanooga, Cleveland area. Comes to our house, finds out who we are, and he takes a $22,000 job and turns it into $5,000.
Wow.
And then God speaks, and the person gives us 5,000. And like those type of memories, like, are the ones I love because we literally were just going all in on the gospel and loving on people. And we were even though I was a major legalist back then, like, I loved Jesus with all my guts, and I wanted people to experience him. I didn't want anybody going to hell. I didn't want anybody sick. I didn't want anybody depressed. And we were going for it, full speed. And didn't have a clue what we were doing financially or any of those things, and God would just provide for us supernaturally. And so those are some of my favorite memories of our marriage. Is just, I can look back and go, I probably wouldn't tell anybody to do life the way we have, but we've truly lived by the whispers of Holy Spirit, the direction that comes by way of peace, and we've gone for it. We just go for it, and He's provided.
Yes.
Is there any other memories that you think of and you're like, man, that was great? Our bike ride in LA.
Yeah, I just immediately went to the sunset in California.
We had our friends gave us electric bikes, and we biked on what was that? The Strand in Hermosa Beach. And we rode our bikes all the way till we hit the mountains, and it was just
magical.
It was magical.
Yeah,
Let's go back right now.
I'm ready. Hey, my bag's packed in 10 minutes, baby. I'm a professional packer. What I forget, I'll get it when I get there.
Yeah, that's right. That's your professional packing. Is if I forget it, I'll just get it there.
Toothbrush, all those little things.
Any other ones that stick out to you?
Oh gosh, when we bought our house.
Yeah.
The
really
day we
special.
went and signed, and then we came, and I had all my colors and ran down the driveway and through the yard. That was really special.
I think every 4D ultrasound we did, seeing our babies before they came out of the womb was pretty incredible.
It was, highlight.
A highlight of my life was the Lord spoke to me before we got married, and He said, when you get married, you'll have your first child will be a son. His name will be Elijah. It'll be a boy. I remember people going, man, like, you should probably not say that. Like, you should probably be open-minded. Like, you might have a girl. Like, and I would tell people, no, I know God's voice, and I know what He said. And He said I was going to have a boy, and I was to name him Elijah. And so I remember being in West Virginia when we had an ultrasound, right? That was because we didn't find out until we went to West Virginia, so your mom and some other people could see what the gender was.
Yeah, we did I think, yeah, we did
And
that.
so, anyways, we go into the ultrasound, and your mom was like, I'm just telling you, like, don't get disappointed. I'm like, I'm not disappointed. It's a boy. His name's going to be Elijah. And all of a sudden, they brought up on the screen, and they were like, yep, there's the turtle. And I was like, and his name shall be called Elijah. That's how it felt in my mind, you know? And, man, those are, our babies are our greatest gift and memories that we have. I mean, we always have a blast and always make the best of things, but like becoming a mom and a dad has been pretty legit.
Yes.
So, let's say, what's one lesson we had to learn the hard way? We talked about this last night.
Yes, I'll let you answer this one.
I think probably it would be finances. I think that finances were the thing that we had to learn the hard way, because I kind of got tossed into ministry and opportunities really young, coming out of pretty intense poverty. Like my family didn't have a lot, and so nobody was talking to me about 401ks and savings accounts and retirement accounts and any of those things. And I just remember like us going through that really busy season. And so because we were so busy, when I wasn't there, we would do extravagant things to make up for time, you know? So we did a lot of Disney trips. We ate out a lot because we didn't want to cook food and waste time, because we didn't have a bunch of time together. And there was a grace for that. Like, that was still an amazing season. Like people think that we left that world because something was off in our marriage. No, I think it was looking down the road at other people who had done it for 20 some years and go, yeah, I don't even want to take a chance on that. Even though things are really good between you and I now, I don't want to take a risk on that 20 years from now, losing what we have. So when I would come back in, it was like, we're going to Hilton Head. Yeah. When I would be off, we're going to Disney, we're going to Jacksonville, we're going, and so we had money, and I'd be like, well, let's just go do it, and I'll make it up next weekend, and you know, we'll get the bills paid and do all the things. So, anyways, I just think that when we came off the road in 2015, and it came time to take time off, and the Lord said to like cancel your full itinerary. I remember sitting down with Apostle Damon and him going, you know, how's your all's finances? Like, I know that it's right for you to cancel, and I know that you got a breakthrough with a businessman that's going to pay your salary, which that's an amazing story. And, but like, how's your finances? Like, surely you've got like a lot of resources stocked up. And I was like, I don't have anything stocked up. And he's like, you literally traveled 42 weekends out of the year, and like, you're telling me you don't have like something significant built up. And I was like, sir, nobody's ever sat me down and talked finance. Nobody's ever taught me money. And I'm not trying to use that as an excuse. I'm just saying, like, I didn't know. So I just always lived like more was coming. And that's a good way to live, faith and being optimistic and going, God's going to provide. There's nothing wrong with living that way. But I wish somebody would have imparted to us wisdom, because looking back, without going into the numbers, because I don't want to puke, but it was like going back and realizing what we could have had somebody said, Mark, if you'll do your finances like this, if you'll invest like this, like, we would be in a very significantly different place, even in this season of our life, than we were before. So I would say that's probably been the hardest lesson in our marriage that we had to learn, was when I came off the road, not having like a nest egg or something put back for our family. And so we've had to live by faith, and never in poverty, but by faith, most of our marriage. So, got anything you want to say speak into any of that? No, you're done?
Yeah.
That was easy. Well, I thought you'd want to say something. Is there any other lessons that you feel like we've had to learn the hard way in 19 years of marriage that you think would be helpful for people watching? I mean, I pray, let me say this to finish the first part. Go find, if you don't know how to manage money, go find somebody who does. Like if you don't know how to steward your wealth, go find somebody who does. And whether that's a CPA, a tax strategist, or somebody that you know is wealthy around you, like especially you pastors and church leaders, like I'm I'm sure my dad wouldn't mind me sharing this, but I mean like my dad is gone through extreme difficulties in his body and in his back, and he's at the age of retirement and he has hardly anything saved up to take care of him and my mom in their latter years because people don't talk to pastors
Mhm.
about money. They don't, not only did he come out of poverty too,
Mhm.
but he had nobody with money around him to kind of share those things. And I feel like that's a big lesson for a lot of people right now. And my prayer is that you'll find somebody that knows what they're doing that can help
Yeah.
you manage that.
Mhm. It's good.
Yep. Any other lesson you can think of right now? 19 years of marriage doesn't have to be the hardest one. It just could be a good lesson.
No.
Save it for another
Yeah.
podcast. There we go. How have we both changed since we got married?
Have you changed?
I can definitely say my pace has changed.
Mhm.
I'm more patient. I think when you're flying by the seat of your pants and you're younger, you don't have
Mhm.
a lot of patience. And so I can remember like anytime I thought I was going to be late, like, and I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect still on this, but definitely have way more grace
Mhm.
and way more patience. But I was always in a hurry,
Mhm.
always in a hurry.
Mhm.
And we got to get there. We got to get there. We got to get there. Get
Mhm.
ready. And you're hateful and, short and all those things. And
Yeah.
so like, I'm definitely, my pace has changed. I'm definitely more patient and graceful because I
Mhm.
was borderline like OCD at times. Like you would clean the
Mhm.
whole house. I'd come home and see a sock in the corner, and
Uh-huh.
therefore the house was totally unclean.
Yes.
Like my analytical, critical spirit and being in a hurry and
Mhm.
all that really got dealt with in the past 11 years, I would say. So
Yes.
I'm more
That's
patient.
good.
I'm more kind.
Yes, you've grown in love a lot.
Yes, I've grown in love a lot. Yes.
Mhm. I love that.
I'm proud of that.
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
I love it.
How have you
And
changed?
um, I have grown in communication.
Why is
I
that?
think so. At least, obviously not perfect. Still, he's still working on me.
You're great. You're a better, way better communicator than you were.
What? How is that, or why is that?
I think it's good for you to say why.
Um, why is that? Because I have a husband who is a verbal processor and someone who is very much in tune with me. And so when he
I know when you're
knows
off. I know.
when I'm processing things, when my wheels are turning, when even if it's not even like necessarily a negative thing, just when I'm like really thinking and processing things, like he knows. And so
Mm-hmm.
he wants to know what I'm thinking. And I've always been an internal processor,
Mm-hmm.
and that's worked for me. Like, and he has asked me to grow in that and to be able to communicate like what's going on in my interior mind and world
Mm-hmm.
to him so that way he can help and just know, because I think sometimes he thinks it's him.
Yeah, I want to make sure
And
I'm
to
not
make
doing
sure
something.
like it's not him, and just so that I can just communicate, I guess.
Yeah, but I would say
And
that the why is because you really grew up in a family that didn't really talk about
yeah,
much.
it was very much like they would ask like how our day was, but never any like in depth, like deep conversations. It was always like very surface level, like
Sure.
not actually getting to know me or like who I was, what I thought about things. It was very much a like, don't speak unless you're spoken to type of family, or um like really talk through things when things happen. Like maybe there'll be an initial like conversation, but there's never any like check up or check back in. It's like, this is what it is, deal with it and get over it, or, kind of thing.
A lot
And
of people, I think, have grown up that
yeah.
way.
And so for me to even, I guess, maybe even like that someone would care to even hear what was going on, I think was new too. Like, so I don't know.
I cared.
I hope that
I wanted
helps.
to know.
Yeah.
I
And I
cared and I
think,
wanted to know how you felt, and I didn't want to see you. I'm like, you married me
hmm
to not have to walk through things alone,
yeah.
so let's walk together in it.
Yeah. And I would say, like, you feel like that was more like early in our marriage. Like,
Yeah.
something's going on, you immediately thought it was you. And I was like, no, like, it's not, I promise. And at that point, I didn't really have the maturity to even communicate, to even like give you the language for it, which I know sounds so silly, but it's
We were
true.
growing. I mean, I was
And
insecure,
yeah.
and that's why I always thought it was
Well, and you
me.
love
And
me and you want to make sure
yeah, for
you
sure,
have always been a peacemaker. So if there was something,
I wanted
you
to
want
make
to
it
make it
right.
right
Yeah.
and for us to grow and to move on and to be better. And I'm very thankful for that because it was just out of love too.
Yep.
And I think it helps too. It goes into other relationships to where I can have healthy relationships because healthy relationships aren't just surface levels, like those.
Can't be small talk.
No.
You got to have some depth to
Yeah.
the relationship, and
So I think learning to have intentional conversations and to be able to not just listen, but also to be able to communicate back.
yeah,
So I think it's helped me all the way around.
that's good.
Yep.
Yeah, we're better. We're better
Mhm.
together.
We are. It's true.
What do you wish somebody had told us before we got married?
This one kind of made us giggle, but it still like leaves us in shock, like that nobody encouraged us to have marriage counseling. Like
Nobody.
not one person ever like it was like we were getting married and they're like, okay, let's
Okay,
get
great.
married. Like no one ever asked us any questions. No one ever was like, hey, like if I'm gonna marry you, like we should have some conversations. This is a good person. This is a good book to read. Like was literally
These are red
nothing.
flags.
Yeah.
These are things you need to work on. Like there was
No one
nothing.
asked us anything about our relationship. And that's like,
Thank God we heard from the Lord and
yeah,
loved each other.
we've said it's like I would never recommend someone to do it the way that we did it.
No,
Um, but by the grace of God,
we were just two
Holy
young
Spirit
kids. Yep.
helped us and He has helped us grow and He has led us literally every step of the way. So to
Yeah.
God be the glory because
I mean,
He's
literally, that would be my same answer
yes.
is to go, I'm just shocked that nobody was like, you all should
Mhm.
have marriage counseling. You should, because marriage
Or
counseling to me,
premarital counseling,
yeah,
I guess you call it.
premarital
Yeah.
counseling like is so powerful because somebody like could have talked to us about
Mhm.
money, somebody could have talked to us about conflict
Yeah.
resolution, somebody could have talked to us about sexual health
Yeah.
and expectations.
Yeah.
Like people could have, and again, we didn't talk about any of those things growing
Nothing.
up.
No one. Yeah. Nothing.
Like that's the part people get into sexual dysfunction, financial
Mhm.
dysfunction, relational dysfunction because we literally grew up in a generation where most parents didn't talk to their kids about anything. You had to find out everything on your own
Mhm.
and you had to course correct along the way.
Mhm.
And so we both were just sitting there laughing last night going, why would nobody like go, hey, you all should probably
Yeah. Because your dad was a pastor, my grandfather was a pastor, and both
Yep.
of them were a part of our wedding.
Maybe they thought because we
You were
were
in the
both,
ministry
I was in the
and you're
ministry and both of
leading.
us were so on fire. We both were on fire
Yeah.
for Jesus
Oh, for
then.
sure.
Maybe that's why, but like still, like I've learned over the years, I don't care if somebody looks like they are burning and
Mhm.
they're gifted or
Mhm.
whatever. I've seen so much dysfunction under
Mhm.
fire and gifting
Yeah.
that it's unbelievable. I'm like, I don't care if you're the next TD Jakes or
Yeah.
whoever. If you're going to sit under my ministry,
Yeah.
you're going to go through marriage
Or
counseling.
if you're going to marry them, like,
I do not
yes.
like that's something that I've committed to because of what we walk through.
Yeah.
As I said, I will never marry somebody unless they go through marriage counseling with me, ever. And and I think that's a standard we all should live by.
Mhm.
And I hate it that we never had that, but those would have been really important conversations.
Yeah.
We did well to not have those
Mhm.
conversations. They still could have been helpful.
For sure.
A mentor, a father, a leader in your life is always better than you having to figure out stuff on your own.
Mhm.
Always. So that's that. All right, these are a little more fun, and we've got about 10 more minutes, so we won't hit all of
Wow.
these. But I told you we weren't going to get halfway through any of this.
Okay.
So how do we keep having fun together?
We keep flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Um,
And we don't try, we just do it.
yeah. It's just natural.
Yeah.
Flirt with each other. And we take walks. We play games. We make space to watch like a show together where
We still date each
we
other.
still date. Yep.
It's like, hey, we're going to go out. It's just going to be me and you.
Yep.
Like just us, and we're going to have a blast. And
Mm-hmm.
we have a area in our master bedroom. It's like our little TV space, and we got our two favorite chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's where we get together. Sometimes we put a little thing between us and
Mm-hmm.
play cards there, watch movies together. That's our little space to just connect. Now those chairs become the place where we talk about the podcast and
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing. I'm going to say something to you, and this may
Okay.
shock you, but maybe it's a gift to you for our
Ooh.
19th anniversary.
Okay. Okay.
Is I wish I would have never had another co-host except for you on a podcast.
Oh. Wow.
I have
Babe.
really I've enjoyed all the podcasts we've done,
Yeah.
but I always kind of tried to protect you or shield you from the ministry or whatever. And I
Okay.
think that was probably one of the biggest mistakes I made is I should have involved you in all those conversations because we have that connection. And I think our life and our journey and our love for one another will be a great light for a lot of people. So I just want to say I wish you'd have been my co-host all along. I've had to start and stop a lot of things because I did things with other people, and I'm like, I should have. There's one person I could do anything with and don't have to worry about it breaking apart. And so I just want to tell you, I'm serious when I say this. Like, you are a great co-host.
Thank you.
You're only 3
My
episodes
God.
in, but it's true.
Victory. Thank you, baby. That means a lot.
Yeah. We also are intentional about getting away. Like
Yeah.
we literally go, okay, kids are going somewhere and we're going overnight somewhere to
Yes.
stay, like 1-2 nights.
Mhm.
And just like we're going to date, we're going to spend time together, we're going to be intimate
We're gonna
together.
dream
We're
about
going to dream.
things.
We always talk about what are we feeling, what are we sensing,
Mhm.
what are we aiming for, and I think that's really big on the friendship side of things. Is like we still have fun because we're intentional about having fun. It's like I'm never going to let the flame of romance die. I'm never going to stop flirting. I'm never going to stop dating, and I'm going to make intentional space to go. Before I had kids, I had you, and our kids are better because we're better together. And so now, I think that the greatest thing that you can give to the greatest gift you can give to your children is that kind of marriage, to flirt and to make them go ew and make them like, because and literally I've been reading psychology recently, and it's like people are like the marriages that show the most affection in front of their children, even though kids are like ew and whatever, it's actually psychologically building health in the child for watching their parents be flirtatious and that's not the word, but that's a part of it. Affectionate, seeing them affectionate toward each other, and I'm like, we're winning in that for sure. We'll just try to hit one more because we got faith here, we've got family here, we've got growth here, and then we've got rapid fire. Should we
I don't know. They're
save
all
these for
so
another?
good. You don't want to do one big long one and split it up.
No. I think
Are you sure?
yeah, I think
Because they're good. Some of
let's
them are
well,
good.
we can do a part 2 later.
Okay.
We can talk. This is not going to be the last time we talk about marriage.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So let's do let's do
I trust you.
let's do growth.
Okay.
What have I taught you as your spouse?
Wise grasshopper. You have taught me many. You have taught me how to have like that healthy confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, how to have a healthy confrontation, and that confrontation isn't bad,
Mm-mm.
and that it helps um, grow the relationship if
Mm-hmm.
the other person will allow for it to.
Yeah. Honest conversations are the
Yep.
sign of true friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that for sure the thing, besides introducing me to 459,000 sauces for my food, I am now a
She's
sauce
saucy.
person because of you.
You're welcome.
I would say the thing that you've taught me is to celebrate life, like to literally like see mundane moments as miracles and see mundane things as like really important. And so like our kids wake up, I don't know very many mornings they didn't wake up as children, like young kids, and not hear your happy songs in the morning, and just turning like little simple things into our kids thought that we were constantly in a carnival or a festival or something. And one of our friends, Brittany, made you a jacket that said
Mm-hmm.
Festival Mama on the
Mm-hmm.
back. And I think that describes the kind of impact you've made on my life. Is like, I we were kind of like as a family pretty boring, and just like you just lived life and
Mm-hmm.
survived. And then you're like, when you came into my world, it was like, no, this is an important moment and this is a fun moment and we're going to make the best of it, and we're going to. And so like you literally taught me how to celebrate life in the small and the big. So that's you.
Maybe.
um what do you admire most about me today that you didn't fully appreciate years ago?
Mm.
I know mine immediately.
Okay, what's yours?
Your discernment. I wish, I really do wish, I admire that the most about you in this day, and wish I would have paid attention to it earlier on. You have, like they always say women have an intuition. I believe that. But like you have a discernment that is pretty spot on. You nail it when you're like, hey, you need to be careful here, or you need to watch this, and you need to be careful how you communicate this, and hey, you might want to calm down before you deal with this because I think there's something else going on here. I wish I would have honored that more in the younger years. But it's something that I definitely admire about you now that I wish I would have appreciated more when I was younger. You're a great discerner. Mm. Not and I think that was important for me to see too, because discernment in the Pentecostal movement was more like suspicion, and
Mm-mm.
yours was never like to call out the bad in somebody. It was
Mm-mm.
just like, hey, you
Never.
need to pay attention to this because they're dealing with something, or they're
Mm-hmm.
processing something, or there's something more to it.
Yeah.
And if you go into it that way, you're going to make it worse, not better. And sometimes I made it worse just because I was reacting in the
Mm-hmm.
moment, and you had great discernment in that. So I really honor that about you. Your discernment without being critical or
Mm-hmm.
judgmental. Yep. My turn.
Your turn. I would say, oh, I don't know how to say this. Let me see. Let me take a second to get my thoughts together.
Communication.
Yes. This is it right here. I'm trying to
She's like,
process. I'm
this
trying to
is
get
what
it
we're
all
talking
together.
about is I'm always helping her process.
You are such a lover of truth, and I love that. I love everything about it. So for me, though, is when I'm processing to you and I'm seeing things or feeling things, and you come in like just a matter of fact. And sometimes it, like, can feel like, um, you're not being compassionate or gentle,
Yeah.
but it's like you are such a lover of truth. You're like, "This is it," and, like,
It's black and white for
yes.
me in a lot of
Yes.
ways. And Dusty's like, "I just want you to
I
listen."
just
And I'm
want
like,
you to listen.
"But I don't
Tell
want
me
you to
love
fall off the
me,
cliff."
that you're sorry that I'm feeling this way, and he
Yeah.
just comes in, like, with all the answers.
It's awful. I'm so sorry that I put you through that. But
But
that's that legalistic bent, but also, like, it's also the way I show love. I'm like, if I know that there's a pit that you could fall
Mhm.
in on this on this
Mhm.
trail, and I don't show you how to get around it,
Yeah.
or I could never live with myself if you fall
Mhm.
into that pit.
Yes.
I assume the
But
worst and go, if you fall in that pit, this is what's going to happen. So don't. This is the
yes.
truth.
Yes.
Don't do it.
But I feel like now we have grown so much that we understand each other more, and so I
Yes, I
know
agree.
that it's not coming at a place of, like, harshness,
I'm not
that it's
attacking you. Yeah.
yes. You are intense, though, so
Yeah.
and
If you've heard
previ
me preach or do anything, I'm like,
previous
yes.
times it felt like that,
Yeah.
but the last, like, several like, couple years, I would say it's more of like, "Okay, I see you, like,
Yeah.
you love me.
Yeah.
You love
Of
me, and you
course.
really do wanna help me," and so, I appreciate, like, your wisdom, and I would say that, like, I've always appreciated your wisdom, but, like, you are s have a supernatural gift of wisdom, and you have such a love for truth, and that you've always, even in hard moments, even when I didn't wanna hear it, like, have brought that to me.
Hmm.
So, thankful for that.
I'm thankful you're thankful for it, because I know that was
Still growing.
there's a lot of growth in
Yes.
that. A lot of growth
Yes.
in that. Um, okay, we're gonna finish with this with a little rapid fire.
Okay.
Favorite date we've ever been on?
Mm. I would say dates we've done to Disney.
Hands
Our
down.
Disney dates.
Like I said, people don't understand.
Yeah. We love family trips, but we
We do,
love
because
our covenant dates there.
people don't understand that Disney
Mhm.
has invested a lot in the past 14
Yeah.
years into experiences for adults, and the food is unbelievable. So I could name
Mhm.
about 20 places right now where I'm like, favorite date, favorite date, favorite date. So let's just put a
Mhm.
blanket statement. Disney dates
Mhm.
were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, also love a time that when we were learning how to do finances better and learning how to live on a fixed income when we were in South Carolina,
Mhm.
is we did a date and I had the kids serve us as they were bringing out the steak and
Yep.
the food into the backyard, and I had
Mhm.
a little table and a candle lit, and
Mhm.
we just did a dinner in the backyard.
Yes.
And the kids were so excited to
Oh,
be a part
yeah.
of that.
I mean, I love even just our dates at home when the kids are here. I feel like we have, like, little mini dates, and it's
Yeah,
like us sitting around the table playing cards with a little sweet treat and
just
just
simple,
yeah.
but it's a date where you've been
Mhm.
intentional about it.
Yeah.
Favorite trip?
Ooh, California,
LA.
LA.
Hermosa to be
Mhm.
beach to be
Yeah.
exact was amazing.
It was life-changing. I would say Disney and California were 2 life-changing moments in my
Disney
life.
in Florida,
Yeah.
and then LA.
Yeah.
One word describes our marriage today. Go.
Strong.
Strong. I agree 100%. We've been through it.
Yeah.
We've been through it.
Mhm.
And like our relationship has gone through many challenges.
Mhm.
And we have clung to God and each other
Mhm.
and all of it. And I'm
Yep.
really proud of the
I
strength
mean,
of our
we've
marriage.
had so much fun, so much joy,
Mm-hmm.
but there have been moments of tension,
Mm-hmm.
when you go through things and we're both individually trying to process and
Mm-hmm.
still connect and
Yep.
still lead our family and do life and
We always
show up
lean
as
in.
our best selves. Like,
We always
at the
lean
end of the
into each
day,
other.
like, we choose the Lord and we have chosen each other.
Yep.
And it's like brick by brick,
Yep.
like, we're stronger
we always lean into each other
Mhm.
instead of away. Like we
Yes.
may need a moment to
Mhm.
process. You might need to take a walk. I
Yeah.
might need to take a walk. But we never go, literally, we've never gone to bed at night without leaning into each
Mhm.
other. And we may not have everything resolved or everything figured out, or how are we going to handle this, this, and this. But like we've always leaned in to each other, prayed together, loved each other, brought what we feel like we've heard in prayer together and go, I
Mhm.
feel like Holy Spirit's saying this. And so I would
Mhm.
say strength is a good word.
Mhm.
What's one dream you still have for us?
One of our dreams I still have for us is having like a family compound, having land, and I guess that's a good way to describe it
Yep.
is to have, I would say, to have legacy land and to have land where if my kids want to build houses, we can all live together in a beautiful community and do life together. And that's my dream, is to have land enough to be able to have homes for my children if they want them. Our homestead, to
Like
have animals.
we don't have like, there's not a bone in our body that's like, whether it's ministry or business, where it's
Mhm.
like, we want Ferraris and
Mhm.
mansions and yachts and all that.
Mhm.
I'm not against any of those things. I'm just saying, like, our dreams are pretty simple.
Mhm.
It's like we want land.
Mhm.
We want all of our children, if they want to live
Mhm.
on that land, to
Yep.
live there in a nice home,
Yep.
and a side by side
Yeah.
to ride around
A
in,
pond to
and
fish
a
in.
pond to fish
I
in.
want to have chickens and a couple little mini goats.
The only thing that I have, two toys that I absolutely want. Number one, I want a side by side.
Mhm.
And number two, I want a boat.
Mhm.
I want a pontoon boat, family boat.
Yeah.
Goes fast enough to pull people on a tube, but
Yep.
not enough to break their ribs.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
And just, I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't get better than that to me. And it's
Yeah.
like, I want to build that world. And
Yep.
like, yes, we have dreams in ministry about a camp and
Mhm.
100 acres, a gathering place, and all those things. But like
Mhm.
the ultimate dream for us is
Yeah.
legacy for the Casto family. Like
Yep.
we want to see poverty completely broken off
Yeah.
of our bloodlines. We want to see, um, we want to have a marriage that models for generations
Mhm.
what marriage looks like. We want our kids to have a model of parenting that they can continue
Mhm.
on and make it better. They're going to have better marriages than us. They're going to have better they're going to be better parents than us. And like, those are the dreams that
Mhm.
we really have. And I think we're on our way.
Yeah.
So we got to talk more about marriage another time, because you're right. There are great questions here. Maybe we'll
Mhm.
just do once a month. We'll lean in on marriage and talk more and share more. But
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys today for joining us at the family table. Listen, this is for pastors. This is for leaders. This is for those of you that feel the call of God in your life
Mhm.
to host and to pour into other people. We want to be a resource to you. And so I encourage you, follow Destiny online, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, connect with us, send us questions. We love
Mhm.
hearing from people. If the podcast is blessing you, I want to let you know that everything that we're doing like is literally partner supported. So every like our salary partner supported.
Mhm.
What it takes to do all of this media and to run this thing is partner supported.
Mhm.
I think you guys know this. This is not a sob story at all, but we're basically starting over. We have a base salary that we're believing for God to restore. We're halfway there. I was
Mhm.
looking at the numbers today.
Wow.
We're halfway to where we need to be to have a salary to take care of our property and keep all of this
Mhm.
going. We're halfway there. So if God speaks to you, I'm not putting any pressure on anybody, but if God speaks to you and you say, Mark, I want to support your family for the gospel's sake, when you support us, yes, we're paying bills, but what you're giving me
Mhm.
and her is the gift of time for me
Mhm.
to write books, for me to mine out theology, and
Mhm.
for the sermons that I preach, for us to create the media that we're
Mhm.
called to create, and for us to be able to travel. There are things
Mhm.
that we do in ministry that we don't get paid for. And
Mhm.
it literally has to happen because partners believe in us and
Mhm.
support us. And so I really want to look in this camera and encourage you and say, hey, listen, if Holy Spirit speaks to you to partner with our ministry, I can promise you we will be faithful stewards of the money that you give. We're going to invest it into our family because we have bills and we got to eat. We got
Yes.
gas to put in a vehicle.
Yeah.
And but we live a pretty simple life, and we really want to be able to support this media ministry.
Yes.
There are pastors and leaders. There's events that we're going to host this fall.
Yeah.
That's all going to be paid for by our
And
partners.
we are hosting almost on a regular basis too.
Yep.
We host people, pastors
We
that come
host
in.
people,
Yes.
pastors and leaders at our house a lot.
Yes.
And we have a pastoral retreat that I want to start planning. It's going to be thousands of dollars to do it, and we don't want the pastors to have to pay a dime for it. I literally want to send the invitation out to these pastors and leaders that I know that need it and go, we're going to pay for the whole thing, food, lodging, everything. That's going to happen through partners.
Yes.
So really appreciate you guys being a part of this conversation. To our partners, thank you for making this happen.
Thank you.
And yeah, we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Family Table. Happy anniversary. I love you.
I love you more.